Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to my beloved lecturer, Madam Asniza, and to the audience watching. My name is Nurzalila binti Muhammad Suhaimi, and I want to talk about the challenges to improve the quality education of indigenous people, or we called as Orang Asli in Malaysia. First of all, I want to explain about the definition of quality education, which is number 4 in Sustainable Development Goals. In September 2015, at the United Nations Sustainable Development Summit, member states formally adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in New York. The agenda contains 17 goals, including a new global education goal, which is SDG 4. SDG 4 is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all, and has 7 targets and 3 means of implementation. This goal came about through an intensive consultative process led by member states, but with broad participation from civil society, teachers, unions, bilateral agencies, regional organizations, the private sector, and research institutes and foundations. So, various aspects have been covered by the quality of life for all individuals from all walks of life, and these include the quality of education, which is very significant as it's cited by Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. However, it's proven by numerous local and foreign investigators that the quality of education of indigenous people is still at a low level and very far behind as compared to the mainstream society, and this is a critical problem. I want to talk about this topic because the indigenous people have so much in common with other neglected parts of societies. This can be proven by the statement that they didn't represent or participate in any political activities, and the access to social services is lacking. Besides, the indigenous people are missing out on education. So here, I would like to express my audience that in order to improve the quality of education, studies on the challenges faced by Orang Asli is a must. Let's move to the first challenge to improve the quality education of Orang Asli in Malaysia, which is marginalization. Marginalization in Malaysia is quite serious among Orang Asli. Marginal conditions apply in terms of basic facilities and employment opportunities. For example, Aboriginal settlements still lack water supply, electricity, and roads. Most of the settlements in the rural area are still consuming natural water sources, use of sunlight, and still use the river and dirt roads as a source of communication. A study conducted by Nuriha, Rohana and AD 2012 and Wakidah 2011 also pointed out that indigenous people should be given serious consideration in any program of national transformation. This means that the government's main challenge for the country to overcome poverty is to ensure that indigenous people are able to build their own economic reins. They must be given help and support to improve the economy so that the country's economic paradigm not only results in the rural indigenous communities but also includes the original communities that live in their own group. The Malaysian government and non-governmental organizations have introduced various programs for marginal communities, including the Orang Asli, such as Program Pembangunan Masyarakat by Kementerian Kemajuan Luar Bandar dan Wilayah, KKLW. Secondly, Jabatan Kemajuan Orang Asli Jakoa. Thirdly, Skim Pembangunan Kesejahteraan Rakyat, SPKR, and many more. Now, let's move to the second point, which are location and geography. The general location of the Orang Asli settlements are scattered in remote areas. The Orang Asli Development Department report showed 31.7% of indigenous villages located in remote areas, 61.45% in the suburbs, and 1.38% in the city. This illustrates why the life they left behind and left out of the process of modernization. The distances of the location of the school and the placement also strengthen their reasons for not sending their children to school. The geographical position they are located far inland as the main factors, they believe that their children have no interest in joining the formal education system in schools that eventually left Aboriginal children behind in their studies. The solution for this problem is the responsible parties, such as the government with the collaboration of non-government organizations, or we called as NGO, at first need to start fixing and building the connectivity between the Orang Asli settlements and with their respective nearest schools, such as roads and bridges. With that being taken off, the government under the Ministry of Transportation should be able to provide adequate and free public transportation, such as buses, that could help the Orang Asli community, especially the children, to go to their school without haste nor time consuming. Let's get to the conclusion. In conclusion, there are two challenges to improve the quality education of Orang Asli in Malaysia, which is firstly, marginalization, and secondly, location and the geography. It's acknowledged that the Orang Asli community has problems in their progress in the education field, which statistics have shown that the Orang Asli have one of the worst records in education compared with other major races such as Malays, the Chinese, and even the Indians. Any development program for Aboriginal life should highlight aspects of their basic needs, such as education quality requirements. This is seen as the best approach as it takes into account the needs of those who want to be woken and not solely on the interests of certain parties with exploiting the rights of Indigenous people. Whilst the quality of education and other basic needs is completed, the perfect quality life will be achieved accordingly. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.